Colors and tone are always really important in a film, especially to establish a theme, which thusly will help heighten the emotion for the audience and drive the story. This is footage from the Code Legend of the Gamers we're going to be kind of changing around to show you how the horror film creation is going to be unique. The first thing we're going to do is increase the contrast. This will create a greater visual separation of our lights and darks, which will help us with our lighting and shadows, which will play a key element to this movie and creation. And in order to bring out shadows even more, we're going to actually decrease the brightness to make everything a little bit darker. And you see this in classic Universal monster movies, as well as Night of the Living Dead, which had that very simplistic lighting scheme, but it works so well in the context of the story, and I think it'll have a great place in this movie as well. Finally, we're going to desaturate the color. And you've seen this in movies such as Letters from Iwo Jima and Minority Report, but you never really see it in horror films, which will firstly make it a unique film. But second, it will also take away the color, which will create this awkward sense in the audience because they'll know something is different, something is wrong, something is off. And that way it'll help drive the emotion that much further as the characters go through this conflict. So now what we're going to show you is a before and after. What you're seeing right now is going to be Forrest Bullock in the unedited footage, and then we're going to show you the exact same shot with the final look. So now we're going to be focusing on the Crone, our female antagonist. And this is the main reason why we chose to desaturate the color, bring the brightness down, etc. Mainly because of her eyes. Her eyes I want to be the visual element that lets the audience know that when her eyes turn into this white color, bad things are about to happen. So we added that, and now we need to go ahead and do the same process we did earlier, in which we first increase the contrast, decrease the brightness, and then finally desaturate the color. And what it'll do is when you see the final product, you'll see how this all comes together to make it look absolutely ideal for this Crone to look visually frightening for the audience, so that way it'll just heighten the emotion and make the experience that much freakier. And of course, what would it be without the audio element, which you will hear right now.
That's code for go away.
So here are a few more of those finalized shots after we went through the entire process through our editing software. And this is going to be the visual look of our film, because we want people to look at this film, and when they see an image from it, I want them to be able to say, that's a shot from creation without a doubt in their mind. That way, it will be a unique film, it will be an original horror film, and most importantly, the visual elements will come together to make this a truly frightening experience for the audience. I want the audience to leave frightened. I want them to remain frightened. Whenever they think about creation, I want them to think about the fear that was invoked in them as they watched this movie, and the fear that stayed with them afterwards from these intense chase sequences. And it's not going to come from violence, it's going to come from intense emotion, it's going to come from story and character. That way this will be a unique horror film that stands out from the crowd and creates a very unique experience for the audience.